Can't hear it. Oh, now I can hear it. Hey everybody, welcome to the Noonchi Podcast. Woo, 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 woo.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
We have a special guest today. We had for a few episodes we did it by ourselves, and it looks like people are like, "All right, bring some more interesting people, you fucking idiots." So we brought one of the most interesting people in Korea that we know. He is a jack of all trades. He is an interesting man. He used to have a long, flowing Jon Snow-esque hair, but now it's shaved. And ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Rob Joe. Woo!
I'm gonna pretend that there's like deafening applause at this point.
It's me. It's me. Yay!
Yeah.
What up, Rob? There it is.
There we go. I've actually given up on the idea of having like an interesting personality, and I decided to just go with accessorizing in lieu of having a personality.
Is that why you have the hat today?
But I've had this for a long time, and I actually got it at a Western wear store in Texas. 'Cause that's where I'm
So
from.
it's authentic.
It's
from Texas.
It's authentic, like Chinese food in some valley in California.
You try to be obscure and you said Sun Valley, huh?
No, I said some valley.
Oh.
I just know that there are like a population of like food-oriented people who are always mentioning how you're not really getting real Chinese food in America unless you're getting it from something valley in California.
San Gabriel Valley.
There we go. Yes.
Yes.
I just realized Rob and I have our own pop filters today placed on our faces.
휴대용.
Yeah.
It travels with me.
Yeah.
So are you guys doing this because you guys think that I have the coronavirus?
I mean, of the three of us, come on.
I'm probably
I'm going
the one.
I'm going with the odds.
Well,
So.
I mean, I think it's important to re-stress that I wear my mask to protect you.
Yes.
Although it's really hot, so I may not be wearing my mask for the entire podcast.
I usually take it off, but this is the first time I'm sitting on the couch with Danny. So it's a little too close to me. That's not true.
It was way easier to mask in cold weather. I have to admit, like I got this one. I guess it's kind of hard to see it on the mini screen, but it's got a lovely flower print.
Yeah.
And I got it right around the beginning of springtime, thinking it would be like a seasonal kind of fun, pretty thing to do.
Yeah.
And
you didn't get that from Texas. That one
no, this one was from a website in Korea.
Do you coordinate mask with your with your shirt?
You know what I'm doing today? You guys might appreciate this. Hold on, let me take off the hat because I feel like this is. Oh, I don't really here. I'm cosplaying. Who am I?
Oh, actually. Oh, I don't know. You look like I don't know.
Well,
what in the world?
The shirt
really...
is very like Latin American.
Now you can hear me better, right? Yeah.
This is my Senior Chang cosplay.
Oh, you know what? I've never seen Community.
What?
Yeah.
I feel like I'm.
Is that what?
I feel like I'm
what he looks like?
Yeah, man. So
I feel bad. My bad, Ken.
Community, right? Ken Nick's character, Ben Chang.
It's not that I don't. I want to see Community. But I'm very like, I don't watch new shows ever.
I rewatched the entire series on Netflix because it was just like...
I'm going to do that.
They recently...
I think that'll be...
Here's the thing with that I don't know if you know is that when you want to have conversations with Bobby regarding like, how do you say? Like references, like TV and movies.
Yeah.
You're kind of it's a bad move.
Is you know what, Bobby? Are you one of those people who saw one movie 10 years ago?
Yeah, and I watch it over and over again.
That's fair.
Right.
Fair. No, Ben Chang, the character on Community, always wore guayaberas. So
yes.
Bam.
Guayaberas is
that what
shirt.
that is?
That type
Okay.
of shirt.
I've never heard.
It is a type of, I believe, Cuban or Latin American formal wear.
Right.
I've never even heard that word before.
I mean, honestly, they're great because they look good in warm weather.
Yeah.
Are they
very
cooling?
stylish?
I think so.
Are they? I mean, they look cool.
Like, they look cool and they feel great.
They look very light.
Obviously, I'm launching my own line of guayaberas called
I feel like
Joey,
Have you?
Joey Veras. I'm curious though, like I have protruding nipples, right? So does Guayaberas do they
Do you really?
Yes. Do they mask protruding nipples?
I have decided that as men, we should not body shame people who have nipples and whose nipples may be prominent. As a man who also has prominent nipples, I think it's important that we stand in solidarity with people whose nipples may slowly wear away at the fabric of their shirts until they just poke out.
Yeah. I mean, mine
Happens.
I got the Jennifer Aniston nipples, you know what I mean? Like where she wears like a bra and a shirt and you can still see it, you know?
I guess.
Yeah.
When I think of Jennifer Aniston, I just think of the hair.
Oh, dude, you got to look at Jennifer Aniston. You should look at her nipples. It's very
Or
that sounds fucked up, but you know what I mean? Like that's what I always noticed when I watched Friends. I was like, dang, she got like strong ass nipples.
maybe it was really cold in the studio.
I guess I actually was at the last episode taping of Friends.
Were you really?
Really?
Yeah.
Get out.
Yeah.
Well, you know what I'm just thinking?
Finally
If
figured
we're
out
talking about
audio.
Friends, wasn't there like a whole episode about Chandler having like a magical third nipple?
Yes. His nubbin. He
It
called
was
it
like
his nubbin.
a portal into another universe or
And
something.
he got rid of it, and then he lost his powers of
You know-
humor.
Friends was a lot more magic realist than I remember.
Rob, so the reason why we asked you to come in, because we want to convince you to do a podcast. Because we think you are the most interesting man in Korea. And you should
like the-
definitely have a podcast.
Like the Dos Equis guy.
Yes. I was just thinking that. But I don't know. If you're friends with Rob and you've known him, you just like would agree with that statement.
I can do this dance on camera every day.
Do you still write those long posts on Facebook and Twitter? Like whenever you have a dream,
Oh.
which is often, you dream a lot
Yeah.
and you remember it, and it's always you write it down, and it's like, what did your parents do to you when you were a kid? Experiments or
You know, because I know how hard it is to make good content, and I see you guys always like hustling,
Yeah.
keeping on it, and I've appreciated that sort of work ethic. Like, I definitely want to do something. Partially because I originally had a career as a broadcasting host, right?
yes.
And then that career has obviously completely disintegrated at this point.
No, you never know. When they're hard.
Still available. Check my LinkedIn.
You're like the Korean cash cab guy.
The Ben Bailey.
Well, I don't know what that is. Is that like a California
Actually,
thing?
you look like him too.
He's a comic, right? But then a cash cab is where he actually got a New York City taxi license.
Yeah.
So he
Yeah.
drives around people, and to their stop, it's like a trivia,
It's a game show
show.
inside
Oh,
of
wow.
a taxi
right?
cab.
And then they win money.
It's on Netflix. You should look it up. It's
so like that HBO show in the 90s?
No, that's
That's
Taxi
Taxi
Cab
Confessions.
Confessions?
but that's
Yeah.
more about hookers and drug dealers
But it's
and crazy
it's
shit.
basically the same. Yeah,
So it's less like Vice, like the.
it's less Vice.
Yes.
It's
I mean,
more,
like Vice Squad, like
Oh.
like those old like 1990s
Yeah.
where like every TV show had like a Vice Squad.
Yeah. No, it's more like a game show. It's like
It's a game
who
show.
wants to be a millionaire in a cab?
Oh man, hey, did you guys know that I made it to the Teen Jeopardy second round tryouts in Memphis, Tennessee in 1990? I want to say five.
Can you find it on YouTube? Do they have like
No. Oh, you know what? Tryouts.
tryouts? Okay.
So how the fuck would anyone know that you
God.
made it to the second
Because
round?
I'm very proud of the fact that I used to be very knowledgeable and good at trivia when I was 16 and had bad skin.
Was Alex Trebek there?
Yeah. Oh man.
He was there.
Alex Trebek. No, of course he wasn't there.
Then it didn't happen.
He was there. he was there on Jeopardy hosting.
Right.
By
Yeah.
the way, not that Alex Trebek would ever see this. I mean, no offense to your viewership.
Right.
But we love you, Alex.
F you, man. How would you know it?
Okay, you know what? Because I know Alex Trebek watches and loves your podcast, and he will definitely see this.
Well, all it takes is a tag, like Alex Trebek podcast, and he's going to be like, oh, what's this? They talked about me on a podcast, and then...
Kolbengi Alex Trebek.
Kolbeng at.
We love you. I really hope you win your fight against pancreatic cancer.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
My mom is going through the same thing right now, and which is one of the reasons why I was kind of nervous to come out here originally.
Yeah, I know. I appreciate you actually coming. When I asked you to come out, I was completely expecting you to say no, it's too soon.
Yeah.
And it would have been totally fine. So, but thanks for coming here and for trusting us that we're clean and safe.
It's not, I don't think it's about trust. I think it's like managed risk, right? Like we're doing pretty decently in Korea.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, I'm thinking like maybe it's only like $20 to get tested, and I can just get tested like right before she gets out of the hospital again.
Have you gotten tested?
Yes. Do you guys remember the whole Itaewon thing?
Yes.
Which feels like a million years ago.
Which was like what, 3 weeks ago?
Yeah, it was only like 3 weeks ago. I got tested like the day that news broke, I think. I heard the news and thought I'd been really careful about staying in quarantine, literally up until that week. And then my brother had he had kind of convinced us to like go out and not blaming him. Like he's the one who's really living with my parents, and so he's under a lot of stress. And the numbers looked really good. We had 3 days of 0 cases, and he was like, "Let's go do trivia." So we went out for a trivia night, and then like the next day or 2 days later, all that news broke.
Right.
So I grabbed him and went directly to the district office to get tested. And that was still right before the announcement from the government asking everyone in Itaewon to get tested.
Right.
So they were like, "Oh, I don't know if you guys qualify." And I basically was like, "Look, my mom is going through cancer treatment. She's going through chemotherapy. She's immunocompromised. If we can do it, like we'll pay."
Right.
And then they were like, "Let's just get them through." And then within hours, like official government policy were like, "Hey, have you looked in the direction of Itaewon in the last week? Come get tested."
Right.
Because Amy that weekend, her and her boyfriend Paul, they were at Blacklist, and so she was like, "Fuck, we got to go and get tested."
Man, yeah.
Right?
Amy was on she was a guest on Noonchi a while back.
I was really not surprised actually, because I knew there was a good competent reaction and infrastructure here. But like my nephew, who's sitting in the corner there, he had just flown in from the States, and I knew he had gotten tested, and they crammed that cotton swab way into his brain, and he said it like hurt like hell.
Oh, really?
I think I like on his KakaoTalk messages there was like some silence, and then that test sucked.
Oh man! Wait! Did you have to stay in one of those
Ramada Inns or whatever near the airport?
He was at the hotel near Gimpo for 2 weeks.
Oh, really? You didn't, even with having family in Korea, you couldn't stay with Rob?
No, we looked into it, and it was anyone who is a short-term stay person without a long-term visa, you have to stay in. And then I was actually kind of thankful, even though obviously it sucked for my nephew. Sorry, nephew. There was a coronavirus patient positive on that flight.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So they actually had some confusion as to where my nephew was, even though he was already in the government quarantine. So the district office dropped off like a box full of quarantine food.
Oh, at your house?
At my house, because that was the official address they gave.
I saw some posts of you putting up that stuff. That was a lot of food.
I accounted for that. Was like $130 worth of food, including.
Was it good food?
Well, we haven't gotten to all of it because I still have like 50 packets of ramen and like
they gave you
3
ramen
kilos
too?
of pasta. No, from the first scare in like March.
Okay, when you went in and bought that stuff.
No, but they have real Spam, not that off-brand shit.
What?
I saw that.
Yo, man, I still don't buy real Spam at the supermarket because I'm like, well, I don't think I can ball like that yet.
That's like $5 a can, bro.
Yeah, no, man, like
Wow.
you know,
much respect.
well, we're all Korean Americans, we
Yeah.
understand the value of a
I'll-
package of spam.
If I
to
saw
family,
real spam come through in that package, I would have been like, wow.
yeah,
Dude, that would have been an Instagram post.
yeah. No, this is like
Hey, let's go to Japan and come back one day. Let's I want to buy some spam. No, but you know what's interesting? There are people who think spam is disgusting, or like
Sure.
they hate spam.
I mean, what are you surprised by that? No.
Yes, because it tastes great. Like, so I was at Tom's Pizza a while ago, right? And then there was this Australian dude. I forget what his name is. Doesn't matter. But then he's super drunk and he has a fucking visceral hatred for pudechige.
oh, why?
He's saying that he goes, anyone that likes pudechige, their fucking taste buds are terrible.
What the-
really like spam?
Wait,
fuck spam. Like he's like I've
Who is this guy?
this
Is that
some random customer, but he was
An
super
Australian
drunk.
kyopo?
No,
Is it
an
like a-
Australian dude. Like,
Okay.
yeah, like
You mean white?
yeah.
I know. It's like,
But then that dude, like, there's certain foods I don't like, but then I don't have like a visceral hatred for. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
even pineapples on pizza, I'll eat it. But I don't, you know, I don't
dude,
like
I,
it.
I
but-
mean, it's
right.
I have non-Korean friends that love pudechige, so I know it's just probably like a.
But he was like, it's trash food. It's, you know, like blah 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 blah. I don't know why you like it. I've had it a few times, and I'm like, oh, you know, and I'm like, dude, go fuck yourself, right? I was like, really? Smack.
I
But it-
like to think that I've given up a lot of like, I don't know, food 욕심
Mm.
or this idea that
Food yokshim, I like that.
yeah, you know, or like things have to be a certain way, and you know,
Right.
this extremely like prescriptivist way of looking at food. Basically, the soup Nazi. Right?
Yeah, well,
right.
I feel like soup Nazis are not that far from regular Nazis. You know what I mean? know what I'm saying? You know, like
all right, I gotta ask you then, like, 'cause Daddy and I we argue about this often.
daddy.
Danny and I,
Oh.
sorry, yeah, I call him Daddy sometimes.
You know,
He
you know
calls
how
me-
it, you know how it goes.
he calls me Poppy. the pineapple on pizza, like Danny is very very like against it. I don't really I don't it doesn't bother me. I'll eat it. Like I won't order it, but I don't like hate it.
Did you guys know that if you take spaghetti noodles
Mm-hmm.
and you like mix them up with Nutella,
Yeah.
it looks like jjajangmyeon? And then if you smell this coffee, it smells like jjajangmyeon.
Yeah.
So theoretically, if
Yeah.
you ate spaghettis dipped in Nutella while sniffing this,
Yeah.
it would taste like japaghetti.
I'm so glad you're
Which
our guest
basically
on this.
he didn't
He
answer that
the question.
I just came up with
Meta.
this idea. We should try it like right
Very
now.
meta.
Do you do mukbangs?
We do. We've done mukbang
Have
on
you
the
done
show.
a mukbang where you try and fool your brain into thinking that the flavors are different than they actually are?
No, we haven't gone that far because we're not you. We're
Have
not
you-
weird.
Have you gaslit your mouth?
What we had a Pyeonmek episode where we actually got rid of all the couch. Yeah, we got rid of all the couches and we put a
We had a
tochari on the
tochari.
floor here.
Yeah.
Hey, I gotta say,
Yeah.
like one of the best things that have happened to improve my quality of life in Korea
Uh-huh.
was when convenience stores started selling those like 고급 맥주 for like 4 cans for 10,000원.
The
Yes.
what? Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
I was
yeah,
like,
yeah,
yo, man, that's a night.
yeah,
Just
yeah.
go from convenience store to convenience store.
$10 for 4 cans of
yeah,
beer.
just
right?
walk around with
And
a
they
bag
were,
of 4 beers. And
They were
just-
like the tall beers.
Yeah,
right?
the tall
16
boys.
ounce-
Yeah.
tall boys. I'm sorry, I couldn't remember.
quadro tall boys.
Yeah,
Or manon.
dude.
I remember that when you were shooting your movie and there was that scene in Hongdae where you needed extras to be like whatever.
Yeah.
And Rob and I think it was this.
Sadly, it was me and Sadly.
Sad.
Yeah, they went to the Penijam across the
Yeah.
street and they just were just drinking beer and just like yay.
Yeah.
Hi, Sadly. I'll make sure we'll 골뱅이 Sadly as well. Make
Yeah.
sure.
Sadly was in the movie. Like
She was in the movie. She's
a
in my
couple
music
times.
video.
Yeah.
Or for your music video.
Yes.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
I
that's
shot.
right.
Yeah.
That's
Yes.
right. Rob made like 15 of my music videos.
Two.
And they're like yeah.
Two.
in big phony numbers. That's 15.
That's like
So-
it's like dog.
Because I don't make
videos.
music videos. Like that's one thing I've always. It's not like I'm against it. It's just I've never been really into
which is
making
funny
music
because
videos.
you're an actor and you've done a feature film. You know what? I have to tell this story, right? Because like I met Bobby, ages ago. He's always been a good musician. He's always been a good struggling musician. And you were a guest on my radio show circa
right, yeah.
for years, right?
A weekly guest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Bobby, he's always hustling. Whenever I see him, I know he's like writing songs, working on an album, fundraising, like just a truly impressive hustler for the art.
Oh, man.
Right? Like whoever
that's so
doesn't know
warm.
this about Bobby, like they need to know this about Bobby. He's on my radio show as a guest. We talk about music, and he during a song we're casually chatting. He's like, "Yeah, I think I might write a screenplay." And then 2 years later, he shot a fucking feature film. And I'm, a filmmaker. I studied film.
Yeah.
I'm a director. I've directed your music videos, and I can barely squeeze out a screenplay every 15 years.
But I mean, I read one of Rob's screenplays, and I was floored. It was so good. I've never I have a hard time reading, just periodly.
And this is what you will always contractually say. Thank you.
But I remember reading it in one sitting, and it was just like, "This is, dude. What is Rob doing with his life, and not making this movie?" I was just like, "You have, what can I do to help you make this movie?"
If any of your listeners want to throw away their money, I would be happy to take it so that they could throw it away. But still a dream. I don't know. Did I tell you I've finally been writing again?
I don't care about what you're writing again, that you started again. Why aren't you making Ultimate Justice or whatever? I mean, that was the working title. Yeah.
No, this is actually this is an important point, because getting back to talking about I would love to do a show with you guys. I've been trying to come up with my own content. I still got to hustle to make a living, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
But as you get older, right? We're all around the same age. I've definitely struggled with this idea, this realization that, shit, what if my ideas aren't good enough? What if they're not interesting? What if the thoughts that are in my head, no one gives a shit about, and it's not because I'm not being recognized. It's just, who gives a shit about your ideas?
Oh,
right?
man, you're one of those. You overthink everything.
Well, ultimately, right? I think all art, you can think that.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Anything that even is supposedly great. I mean, if you look at it from a different direction, for example, Parasite, you can be like, it was whatever.
Yeah,
it was,
But I need more of what you have, and you need less of what you have. I think.
No, I mean,
I shouldn't have made a movie. I shouldn't have written a script. I shouldn't have done that.
No.
I know that now, but at least, what I took away from making that feature film is I should not be making feature films, and at least I know that now. So
no, this is absolutely not true. Look, I don't know what the payoff is for making a feature film, right? But this is such a dumb thing to say, but it's so true. The difference between filmmakers, it's either you've either made a film or you haven't.
okay, yeah.
It almost doesn't matter how good the film is, right?
Yeah.
The actual demonstrable fact that you have willed into existence.
Yeah.
This thing that by no means should exist. And I'm not talking about your film. I'm talking about any film, right?
Sure. Yeah. No. I can say, having experienced it, that's a very true statement. Danny had made a film too called K-Town Cowboys, and that's a motorcycle.
Those are my dreams flying away.
But we always I didn't know I basically, my health went down the drain after making this film. After making my film, and it was just I never felt so bad for talking shit about other people's terrible movies.
I agree.
For sure.
I've been in a few stinkers, a few shit movies, and then I was talking shit, and then when I made K-Town Cowboys, same feeling. I was like, you know what? I respect everyone that made it to the finish line made it to post production, did all that because, people can say all they want.
Yeah.
If you didn't make it, then you won't know that stress.
So then after making the film and feeling this way, right? I wrote a song called "If You Haven't Been There and Back, Shut the Fuck Up." And that I haven't released it yet, but that's like
Nice, man.
my favorite song now because I mean it.
I do feel like more of your songs need to be titled like blank 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 shut the fuck up. I feel like that's a good message to get out there. No, I'm not saying this from like, oh, I struggle. Like, I know it's a very common struggle. I think what I'm struggling with, and it's a good thing to address, is this sense of entitlement that you have as a younger artist, where you feel like your ideas are brilliant, where you feel like you deserve to take up space and that people need to hear you and listen to you and accept you. And, in a lot of ways, you have to have that, because how else can you dumb your way through a project and get it done?
Yeah.
But I think it's an ego check that I've needed to like know that, okay, some of my ideas are really dumb and stupid, and that script is nothing. It's like a vignette, and to really process that and feel it, but then still push it out the door and try and let it die in the wilderness like a squirrel.
Yeah. No, I mean, like, for
Does that make
Like
sense?
a squirrel.
Yeah, I have this obsession that art is like a little tiny squirrel corpse alone in the woods,
yeah,
and like
you should make a movie
you
about
can
this.
you can come and you can point at the squirrel's dead corpse and be like, look, this was my art. And people could come and they'll be like, oh, that was cute.
But I think you should, like, out of all my friends that have written scripts, like, I've read a lot of scripts. Like, I lived in Hollywood for 9 years, for crying out loud, so I've read a lot of shit, and a lot of them don't have any right to be putting pen to paper. But I read your script and I was like, damn, Rob needs to do this. Like, but I also want to say, because I want to see you, get your feet wet at the very least. Like, I'm not going to say, like, I don't know how you would be as a film director, because I've never seen you direct a film. But at the same time, I'm just like, like, if you made Ultimate Justice, I feel like
Face puncher.
I would feel really scared for you, because I think you would, like, your health would go down the drain too. But I think all filmmakers go through that. So, but I just want you to already and get it over with. I don't think that your first movie needs to be a masterpiece.
Yeah, no.
It could be. Who knows?
You know
but
what?
like,
before I truly accept failure in life, it's inevitable. I kind of know it, But until then, I will definitely try and fail bigger. Last time.
Okay.
Or
okay.
however many last times I can afford.
I can respect that.
But I will argue, you have seen me direct. You were there for twice. I would say one of my best performances that I've gotten from an actor is when I got Bobby to be the heel character in his I Love Lucy video.
Oh yeah.
And he really was able to get into the character and threw out a mule.
Yeah.
It was
Well, what?
Yeah, he was like, what? Step up, kind of a situation. It was so good.
I played the CAD.
Yeah, you played the CAD, and we got you dressed up in like the pipe and everything, and it was really fun.
Pedro and I, when we see Bobby act.
Why the hesitation?
Yeah,
you were about to put the quote.
I could hear the quotes around
the quote signs.
I didn't.
Because you're holding a fucking bottle.
Yeah.
You can't.
We call him sock puppet face.
What?
When you emote something, You look like the sock puppet. You know what I mean? And so
Oh.
we call him that. There he goes. There he goes with that sock puppet face.
I'm not an actor. Right?
But then I make fun of Pete because every time he tries to look serious,
Yeah,
he looks like he looks like he about to whistle. All right. If you look at Pete and sorry Pete, but every time you're in anything and you look like you're trying to be serious, you look like you're trying to blow out fucking candles and shit.
It's
you
so
motherfucker.
true. It's so I remembered one of his early short films that he was in, where he plays he plays a South Korean soldier. No, or something like that. I forget what it was.
North Korean soldier.
Yeah. There's like a flashback in it where he's giving his girlfriend a gift,
shit.
but he had to speak in Korean, and his Korean is really bad.
It's worse than.
So
it's pretty bad.
But he says, "선물," and then he puckers his lips like he's about to whistle. That just came flashing back, and it's online somewhere. If you look, Peter J.
Do we want to do this? Do we want to do this to him? Do you want me to do this to him?
Hell yeah.
Where the girl goes, like he gives a gift, and the girl goes, 이건 뭐예요? And he goes, 선물.
So it's online. It's online. It's online somewhere. You have to find it. And hell yeah, I want to do this to him. That guy put me through so much.
My
shit.
bad, Pete. My bad, Pete.
This is the Bobby and Danny talk shit about your friends podcast.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Isn't that? I don't know if there's a perfect phrase for this, but in Korean, they believe that a group gets stronger as long as there's one person they can talk shit about behind their back. That's
what? That's a phrase in Korean.
Yeah, it's like I heard like two different people say that to me. Like if you talk shit behind someone's back, like if there's like a whatever the team is, right? You need one fucking scapegoat to talk shit about.
No, the common enemy.
Yeah, for you
Okay.
for you to be a fucking amazing team.
Yeah, I agree to a certain extent. That's
I rowed on like my university crew team, like the rowing team.
Yeah.
And we were a bunch of scrubs.
Okay.
But like the novice year when I tried out, we were all kind of like distant, didn't know each other. We weren't really close and talking. And then one day, someone talked shit about this one annoying dude who was consistently annoying, and everyone piled on.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God, that guy bugs the shit out of me. And then everyone was friends after that.
Oh yeah, actually that's true. Yeah, that brings people together when you can talk shit about
common
someone.
enemy.
Actually, I agree.
Target.
I would agree 100% with that
It's so
statement.
funny because like having like a common sort, like shared pettiness and shared judgmentalness, even though it's negative and objectively I should not condone this behavior, it kind of brings people together sometimes.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's not noble.
I mean,
That's
Pete,
happened
but
to me.
Pete's not a common enemy, right?
No.
But there is a
Fuck
phrase.
you. Yeah, he is to me. It's like I'll talk about shit.
I like Pedro.
Okay.
I've only ever.
I'm just kidding. He's not. I love him. He's my brother. He's my brother. I would literally die for that guy.
Hey, acting is hard though.
Well, let me think about that and come up with a restatement.
Because all of this is talking like obviously like friendly ball busting about people's acting abilities. Like as a director, I have made no money, but weirdly enough, I have more of a career as a performer, even though it's like not like acting performances.
That
like
is
hosting,
weird.
right?
Yeah, I mean, you were the host of a Nat Geo show.
I know.
Called "I Wouldn't Go in There."
No, but all of that was acting. I was acting like a host. I was acting like because we shot it in this sort of like narrative doc style.
You can find it online too, right? It's like still like syndicated as well.
If anyone gets really bored, you can occasionally find things on YouTube of me looking real serious. Where are the bodies?
I remember you auditioning for that in Hawaii.
Yeah.
Like
when we did the marathon together.
Rob and I and a few other friends, we went and did the Honolulu marathon. Like I don't know, like 8 years ago.
2012 December.
Oh yeah, 8 years ago, right?
Yeah.
And so afterwards, we ran the marathon in Honolulu, and then we got on a plane and went to Kauai.
Yeah.
I want to say, and then there. We just that's where all the honeymooners go and stuff. Everything's closed after 9 o'clock. I remember we all brought a bottle of alcohol each.
We had 4 bottles of scotch.
Yeah.
and some groceries.
And we had 3 days to recover because we're all like literally we're walking like inch by inch.
Like
because,
you came out of prison.
Yeah, because it was it was crazy.
You know what was hilarious? It was just a bunch of ajashis, right? I mean, they were cool guys.
Yeah.
We're mostly your friends. I just tagged along.
Yeah.
But no, because basically all everyone wanted to do after that was drink scotch.
Yeah.
we're on like this.
We had
island,
cigars.
We're on like this island paradise, and we're just like, yo, let's just go to. I guess it was the Safeway.
Yeah.
Let's go to the Safeway and buy some like pasta sauce.
Yeah,
and then just drink scotch every night until we're.
I mean, because we were recovering from running a marathon.
Yeah.
It was like pretty painful. And then Rob also had this audition opportunity to audition for this Nat Geo show. I remember, and Han was there.
Oh.
And Han was like, I don't know. Did you have a camera or
Han
were you
was
like
really great help because
Yeah.
I didn't know because like I said, it really was acting, right?
that guy?
because
yeah,
I had to act like someone who cared about
yeah.
ghosts.
Was there a script or anything that you had to?
No. Which that part was
Yeah.
the easier part because I was used to just talking off the top of my
Right,
head. Because
right.
you work in broadcasting on a
Right.
radio show, and then for the TV thing, it was just, hey, we have 5 minutes, fill it.
Oh, okay.
And so I had like 10 years of that training.
Yeah.
So it's like, all right, you're into ghosts, 10 minutes, go. Oh, where can I discover, like that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But I didn't know how to sell any sort of emotion. And Han gave me this really great advice because as an actor who had a background in acting, he's like, look, don't force it, right?
Yeah.
Just like find something in it that feels real and then just kind of go with it. Don't try and make it like sad. Don't try and make it dramatic.
Yeah.
Don't try and make it serious. Just whatever.
Han was my acting coach for K-Town Cowboys.
Nice.
And I feel so bad I made him go through that. But he's done so much for me. Like I'll like call him up and stuff. Like when we did Fiction, the other movie, and he'll give me great advice right off the.
Han's awesome.
Yeah.
I used to see him a lot during commercial auditions. I'd be like, hey, what's up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That guy booked so many big commercials.
I still
and he,
remember that Volkswagen one that he was. No, you know what? I'm always a fan of your work, Danny.
Hey,
Like
thanks.
man, like the elements, the little moments that you bring into Bobby's film Fiction, like
Oh yeah.
just
Yeah.
like little winks and nudges and asides. It's just really good. But,
He actually had more of a lot of funny lines
yeah.
in that scene, but we actually had to cut it for time. Come to think of it, I should probably just release the outtakes. It
Yeah.
was so funny.
I was like,
yeah.
what do you guys need? All right, I guess.
We just need a creepy guy to be like, and he's like, how creepy? And it's just like, all right, that's a little too far, Danny. We don't need to.
Like, will you have to hide and destroy all of this film?
Yeah,
in
but
10
we
years?
have it all. We have it all like somewhere on a hard drive.
I kind of want to see the outtakes of that.
Yeah, I have them somewhere.
Oh man, I want us to do more work together. I want us to make more stuff. I mean, it's like it is scary. It's scary to like wonder like, oh, is it too late? Am I too old? Am I not talented enough? Should I have married someone rich 10 years ago to have the money?
Did you have an opportunity to marry someone rich 10 years ago? You probably were in Korea at the time, right?
Oh, I don't know. I feel like
It's better.
you know what? I've probably had maybe some opportunity to marry someone rich at some point in my life.
But it's good that you don't know. Like, oh yeah, I've tried to marry rich.
No, I mean,
like, what kind of person would say that? Like, Danny's like expecting some answer. Like,
No, you know what? I think I can safely say like I have no idea if anyone I've ever met has ever wanted to marry me. I think the answer could pretty safely be probably not.
Oh man.
But hey,
let's
maybe
let's make some stuff, man. Let's we have like gear. Let's make at least short films. Like you have all these great ideas and you put them on Twitter, which no one ever sees. Like
This is
I'm
true.
the only one that likes it.
Nobody follows
Like-
me on Twitter. You're welcome to. It's there.
It's Robot Joe, right?
At
Robot Joe.
ROYOJO.
Oh yeah.
Golbengi Royojo. Is that gonna be?
Corbing.
Let me.
But by the way,
That's for the camera.
by the way,
Can you like draw like an
Corbin.
animation?
I'm
of that
not
later?
doing anything anymore. I used to.
Alright, send me the video file. I'll make it on After Effects. Can I borrow your After Effects account?
Dude, come by anytime to the office. You can, edit stuff and like we'll.
I'm just gonna keep animating this in case.
I really think
work.
I think you really should do a podcast, Rob. I think you're like more interesting than Danny and I put together.
We
To
should
be
all do
honest,
a podcast,
like I don't mean to shit on Danny that way, but I
know. Speak
wait,
for
yeah, we
yourself.
could do it all together.
Yeah.
Yeah, why not? Why don't you just join the Noonchi Podcast and then I can like be behind the camera more often.
Is there?
Jeez.
I mean, you guys have way more gear than I do, so like this works.
Yeah, let's do it
in our favor.
Let's do it until you acquire more gear. And then...
No, did I tell you like? So at the end of the year, my mom got really sick, and I had to quit work temporarily to help take care of her, and then obviously the world stopped working.
Yeah.
And like
It's
I
still,
haven't.
It's still not working.
Yeah, it's still not
it's
working.
just getting
I mean,
worse and worse.
Yeah.
right now actually, there's crazy shit like going on in America
As we speak, right?
I like don't even know what to say about that. But about the work stuff, I did get some gear to like set up a rudimentary podcasting setup at the house so that I could start something. Which is basically I got a mic and a chair.
Yeah, that's all you need.
Yeah.
And
Actually,
then I
that's all
spent
you
money
need.
on bookshelves. Because I wanted to display all the books I've never read.
You need, and you need that also.
Yeah.
And
That's for set design. That's what that is.
you know what's funny? I actually started filmmaking as a production designer, technically.
Oh, really?
Yeah, in college, I was known as the kid who was a pretty decent set designer.
Wait a minute. We actually could use your help because we're gonna move studios like in a few weeks.
Bam.
And right now we're trying to design the new
don't know what the
studio.
bam was
We're getting more. We're getting more space. We're getting a bigger studio.
Okay, my arms are long.
We have a decent we have like a limited budget, but we can get some more stuff. And I'm ordering RGB LED lights.
I
and
want to
stuff like that.
touch the foam brick.
Oh, yeah.
How soft is it?
You just gave away that we have foam brick in our
was
studio.
Was it not known it was foam brick?
We've never talked about
Oh.
it actually.
Oh, I thought the aesthetic was foam brick. I didn't realize it was meant to be.
Real brick that's
Yeah.
white.
Yeah. Well, we were able to get through 14 episodes without
You guys should
anyone
you guys should do
questioning
like a stunt sequence
the
where
bricks.
like one of you hit the other one's head into the wall. And then we'll just delete all the stuff about foam bricks and it'll look really like, oh, this is a lot of drama in this podcast.
Well, I'm really sad now that we're talking about this because we got a lot of mileage out of this storage room.
Right.
Like we're in literally a storage room of this building, and it shouldn't be a podcast studio. It
No, you
should
can
not be.
hear
Yeah.
you can hear the screams of children right from the
Right.
storage
Well,
room.
today we decided let's just keep the
wait.
doors open, the windows.
Time out. We can hear the screams of children having fun outside.
Yeah.
Right? Let's.
I thought that was a given.
I don't know. There's.
My official line was, I went to the Noonchi Podcast and I could hear the screams of children.
I just because you know how people on the internet they can isolate shit and then all of a sudden we become fucking.
No, this is
Chris Hansen's gonna come to Korea, wait 2 weeks, and then come here. You know, I don't want that. You know what I mean?
as soon as I'm done, as soon as you guys upload this,
Yeah.
I'm gonna find this part and cut into you guys and then turn it into a Giphy where it just says the screams of children and a text right at the bottom.
I had to point it out. I was like,
Yeah.
he was like, I could hear the screams. I was like, hey man, be good.
Nephew, do you also hear the screams of children? You're an objective third party.
Your nephew doesn't have a name, so you just call him nephew.
Well, I don't want to.
Oh, right,
invade his
invade
privacy.
right? Oh,
He may
yeah.
want to do something with his life still.
Yeah. No association with
You're
this.
young. You still have hope.
podcast.
You don't have to be like us.
Yeah,
All right.
Oh man.
Meta.
because we have part of being older is you don't have any more dreams. Dreams and goals are different, right? Dreams are like unicorns and fucking sci-fi. It's more crazy shit. But you know what I mean? Like goals are like, hey, I want to finish this screenplay. I want to find funding for it. That's goals. But dreams are like, so I want to marry Carmen Electra, right?
Carmen Electra, you just
I can
hated
tell you
yourself.
just watched The Last Dance.
Yeah. Oh man, yeah. That was such a weird like snippet in I was like, what the?
I did
the
it.
Vegas.
I did a sketch with Carmen Electra on MadTV.
Oh
okay.
yeah, I
right?
remember that.
And so it was me, Bobby, and Carmen Electra. And
What was that show called?
the Johnny Gon and
yeah.
Pongo show? Right.
You were
And
Pongo.
I was this fat mute
Another thing to look up on YouTube.
Thai whatever
It's
movie
on,
critic.
It's on YouTube, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Just look up Danny Cho.
That's how I
Pongo.
got my AFTRA SAG credits, was me being a fat mute. I was like the Silent Bob of this weird Thai whatever show on MadTV.
Can I
Sag.
ask, do you guys check out your IMDb pages?
I haven't seen it in a long time, but
Yours must be the most legit.
I'm guilty of it. Yeah.
Yours must be the most legit. You know what's
Yeah.
hilarious? The coolest credit on my IMDb page is Bobby's movie.
Oh, really?
I'm an associate producer for some reason.
Oh,
on
yeah,
that.
yeah, that's
Even
right, yeah.
though I think what happened was Bobby just listed a bunch of his friends.
I did. I basically anyone that helped me or gave me advice
Yeah.
or said fighting Bobby, like I was like, all right, I'll make you associate
That is
producer.
like the most power IMDb thing that I have. Like, yo, man, this dude was an associate producer on a film that got made. I'm totally gonna leverage that for a job someday.
Yeah, man.
Well, I have associate producer.
I mean, that's what I was thinking when I was like, hey, how can I do something for like my friends? Because I was just like, I was like, I mean, we had associate producers on K-Town Cowboys and stuff, and I see like the work they put in. I mean, they put a lot of work into it, but at the same time, I was trying to figure out what all these titles were when I was working out the what do you call it, the
end credits.
yeah,
Yeah.
like the top of the line,
Yeah, below the line.
stuff, and then we came down to associate producer, and I was like, who gets that credit? Or like, oh, that's like kind of like this gray area where.
Yeah. I feel
And-
like we learned that in film school. Associate
See, I
producer.
didn't go to film school, so it's just like, hey, so can I just,
He went to seminary
so
school.
Rob read my script, gave me a bunch of notes, helped me like make it all happen. So I was just like, yeah, Rob should definitely get an associate producer credit. So that's what
I lent
happened.
him my motorcycle.
Danny got an associate producer credit because he let us film him last minute.
Yeah, because he's trying to find a white guy to play the
My
boss,
my
right?
boss.
But then
That's racist.
but he
man.
couldn't find a white guy.
It was kind of racist. Yeah.
So he was like, Danny, we need you to play a creepy boss, like maybe the day or two before. the
Okay,
actual shoot.
maybe you could have saved that one for a white guy.
Yeah. No, I mean we couldn't. We sent out. We got audition tapes. We got people to audition. I just couldn't. No one was nailing it like in the auditions. So I was like, Danny could do it. I didn't even. I didn't even make him audition. Like nothing to tape. I was just like, Danny, just show up.
Just show up. What do you want me to
show up there,
wear?
like-
Whatever. Just wear whatever. All right.
It's like whatever. Like just show up. I know you're good for it. It's like, okay. Oh yeah. Plus, do you want an associate producer credit?
like,
All
sure, why
yeah,
not?
So
I don't know. I think my most interesting title was I was the head writer for the All Deaf Digital Movie Awards.
What?
So like all those award shows have writers, but then All Deaf is like the what do you call it? The Russell Simmons Def Jam like
Oh, I thought you meant.
I
Yeah,
thought,
yeah.
I was trying to like hearing
No,
impaired.
no.
I'm
So-
like, oh, that's really great. Very.
yeah. So now I made it not
Yeah.
great that it's Russell Simmons brand, right? Right. So All Deaf Digital, they have like a YouTube channel where it's
Yeah.
like anyway. So I was the head writer for like all these black celebrities like Cat Williams or
Oh, snap.
Okay. Mike Epps or those guys, right? And it was so interesting because everyone was getting fucking drunk in there. Like that, because like I forget, like tequila or one sponsorship. So all tables had just bottles upon bottles of this booze, and by the end of it, as the head writer, you're just like, all right, fuck the script, because no one's reading the teleprompter. Like, all right, so this next present. and I'm like, oh, how was this gonna be aired, right?
But you got the credit.
the head,
as the head writer.
I got the head writer credit. That was the most random thing I did. You know what I mean? So
Man, so to answer your question, yes, I guess we do check out our IMDb pages.
I've slowly been taking over a pre-existing IMDb person named Robert Joe.
What?
Yeah, like I think he appeared in some film in the 90s, so he must be like much older.
Okay.
As a judge, but then somehow his IMDb credit got mixed in with mine, and then they just kept slowly adding more stuff that I had actually done.
Okay.
So I've become, it's like Highlander with common names.
Man, I just found out.
I am number one.
There can be only
Highlander.
I am Robert Joe, Roman numeral 1.
Wow, what a reference!
Yeah.
Yes.
Rob has the best references.
No, but it'll be good for when I eventually have a career. I won't have to fight another Robert Joe for.
I
the rights
feel
to
like
my name.
once you finally like just get one of your scripts made into a movie, I feel like everything's gonna snowball. I think you belong out there. People need to know your crazy mind.
You think I'll finally get the IMDb injang that I've always craved?
The injan? What?
The acknowledgement.
Oh, IMDb.
Injang.
Do you really care about IMDb? Is it like really
I did
important?
in the 2000s when I first started like looking at it, thinking like,
Wait, do you have a naver propildo?
no, wait,
bro.
is that a thing?
Yeah.
Oh man,
Yeah.
there's so many other ways that I didn't even know I was
Yeah.
failing.
I have it. I have one, but I don't know why they have that photo of me.
I have a naver propil.
Can you guys make a Wikipedia page for me?
I had one.
I
and
don't
it
think
got
you're allowed to make
taken
your
off.
own, are you?
I mean,
You can.
There's ways around it.
Nephew.
I guess.
You know the internet, right? Can you make a Wikipedia?
You can. Like I think. Now you can't. Right? You need a certain amount of credits and stuff.
Right.
So it's like
I
SAG
had it.
AFTRA.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well
I mean,
now.
IMDb, all you just need is a pro account.
So you're in a union.
Yeah, that's true. But
Yeah.
Are you still in the union?
I haven't paid my dues
Oh,
since
so-
been here.
But IMDb, like you don't need to. Actually, yeah, pro account. If you pay for that.
Yeah.
Actually, right now they added. I read about this. They added podcasts.
Can we get a sponsorship?
So you can actually.
Yeah, if they give us
Yeah.
money, fuck yeah.
IMDb Pro.
Yeah, we're gonna hit them up.
Kurbengi.
But
Corbin.
they're adding podcasts to IMDb, so you'll have more
Oh.
credits now.
Oh, we should
on
do
there.
that.
So we'll just like be on every other person's podcast, and we'll like have the list longer.
You know, I've been thinking about launching a podcast since 2008
I believe it.
called
Yeah,
Aja Chic.
Aja Chic. I thought that was your clothing brand.
No, it's my
I thought it was more of a cologne
it's my
Oh, yeah.
yeah, it's
Cologne.
like lifestyle for the older man.
with a bunch of guayaberas.
Yeah, just me and a bunch of these in different colors. And it's like I don't get what is this like Ben Chang cosplay website?
Oh man, I gotta watch. Actually, bringing back Community. I was just listening to a podcast on the way over here because I listened to Ken Jeong and Joel McHale's
Yeah.
podcast.
The Darkest Timeline.
The Darkest Timeline.
This is it.
And they had Daniel Day Kim on
Yeah.
the last
Yeah.
episode, and it was fun. No, actually, I've been listening to the podcast, but it drives me nuts. Sometimes I have to turn it off because the audio is like they were like recording it on like a tape recorder from the 80s, and they just like audio is so bad.
A Nagra.
You know? But what?
I'm just like going into the deep dives for filmmaking gear from the 90s.
Oh, right.
I edited
Yeah.
my first film on
Yeah.
a Steenbeck, just like George Lucas.
I mean, they let us use an Avid in college.
Oh, really?
Yeah, work on Avid.
So at your seminary school,
Yeah.
you were allowed to access higher end
Yeah.
equipment than my film school.
Eventually, like we were on Final Cut Pro
I should have
in
gone to
college.
seminary school.
And Final Cut Pro in the 90s was like, it was just basically MS DOS. Like it was hard to work with.
MS-DOS.
Like I would render something and it would take like literally overnight. Like
Bobby's
for
a much
2-minute
better
thing.
editor than I am, I think.
I'll take it. I don't know.
I'll take
Just-
You know, like people have, like, I'm still having the discussions like, oh, are you on Premiere or or Final Cut or
It's a new program called iMovie.
I mean, I remember using iMovie at one point when it came out,
Let's see if I
but
can do
I
it.
had already been like trained on Final Cut Pro, so iMovie was kind of annoying to me because it was Final Cut Pro stripped down, so there was a lot of like functions that I couldn't access, and it was annoying. So
I was gonna try and make my hands into FCP7.
Yeah, but right now,
jeez.
you look like you are auditioning for the Special Olympics.
Oh no, I can't condone that.
man, you gotta check out The Darkest Time. Have you heard of it?
Mhm.
Heard it?
Yeah.
You've heard of it.
Did you know Community? You haven't seen Community.
But I was gonna say that I listened to that show and they keep talking about Community, all this stuff about it, and that's why I don't like listen to it religiously. I just try to get the other information that they're talking about because I like Ken. I want to support him.
No, it was a fun show. I auditioned for a role, and I kind of try to do the back door, like, "Hey Ken, I'm going to audition for this role."
Yeah.
Not like a reoccurring, but like a day role, right? Day player, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, "Yo, Ken, I'm going to audition for this role. Can you like pull some strings?" I
Uh-huh.
pulled that move, and my arch nemesis got it.
David So.
No.
I'm just making enemies right now.
My commercial.
Oh, Aaron Takahashi.
Yes, Takahashi got it.
Whatever, man. He's your arch nemesis.
No.
Math Club.
You're not.
Math Club.
You're not
It
in the
was-
same
It
level
was
as
a
Aaron.
paintball episode.
Dude.
My arch nemesis, my commercial He's like the Michael Jordan of chubby Asian dudes in commercials.
Yeah, but you're not at his level.
I know.
Don't put yourself at. He's the Michael Jordan, and you're like the Dan Marley or something.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
But he could still be my arch nemesis. He can be my.
But you're not. You're not his arch
Of
nemesis.
course,
He's
of
just
course
like-
not. Yeah.
I've never been important enough to have an arch
Yeah,
nemesis.
he's my arch nemesis.
Aw.
I love the guy. He's awesome. He's such a nice guy.
Rob's arch nemesis is himself. Have you seen him with really long hair? And actually, Asian Jon Snow. Google Asian Jon Snow and Rob will come out.
You know, I still
That-
haven't seen that show.
Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it either.
Well,
yeah,
but
to
then
be
now
honest.
apparently I shouldn't bother because everyone hates it.
Yeah, the final season got a lot of shit. I watched it, and up until the second to the last season, I was like, great. It got me hooked. And at the end, it felt like every Korean drama I've ever watched, where it's good, and then you're like, this is how you're gonna end this shit. You made me devote all this time for you to, you know what I mean? Like, it's like,
I heard there was like a petition online for people wanting them to redo the
Release the
finale.
Snyder Cut.
Yeah.
By the way, that was in jest. I have no interest in the Snyder Cut.
Would that work though? Like, I mean, I guess
No.
technically you could get everyone back and shoot something new. That would break records. No,
Game of Thrones?
I don't know. I've never seen it, so I can't really like.
no, it's great,
I
but
think that show's kind of expensive.
yeah.
Well, you never
Super
you never saw it, and you cosplayed Jon Snow
Yes.
for Halloween,
Yes.
right?
Yeah,
And
but
you
bef-
made like
I mean, I looked up what he looks like on the internet.
Because look, dude, this is very interesting. No, seriously. Before we rolled cameras, right?
Yeah,
I said,
yeah.
you guys watch Tiger King, right?
Uh-huh.
And then both of you said no.
Yeah.
But then he started referencing Carol Baskin, who is a character, or not a character, but a person in the documentary. And I was
okay.
like, how do you know that shit? Like, if
Yeah.
you never watched it.
Also,
So
weirdly enough, the heiress to the Baskin Robbins fortune.
really?
Oh, really?
Yeah. Fascinating.
Hmm.
But no, I
I was like, I didn't know.
it sounds true.
Right.
So I'm going to assume it is.
Oh, so you fake news in it right now.
Along with Tony Robbins?
Their first cousins.
I assume that's how it got started.
We gotta have Rob back on the show. Like, I love talking about random things. It's like, I think that podcast should really not have too much structure.
Yeah.
And when there is, I feel like things can often fall flat.
Well, as your producer, I don't know.
Yeah, so we have to have you back and keep talking about random stuff. But if you want to be the third official member of the Noonchi Podcast, please, you're more than welcome to come here every week and record with us. We're not going to be in this spot, but
Yeah, because we need
a house
someone.
is not a home.
Yeah.
So
Wow, that's a Luther
gonna-
Vandross song.
we're gonna get all meta. I thought we were gonna get meta on this.
Or I will create a competing podcast
And
called the Nun.
Chucks.
Nunchucks podcast.
Obviously, I couldn't come up with anything on the
Man.
spot. Damn it.
It's okay.
That'll
okay.
be our arch nemesis. We'll be arch. That way.
Oh, but then
wanted-
I'll get Linus, and then
Yeah.
we talked
Ooh.
about doing like
Oh.
you know what, we could do this whole series arc about competing podcasts.
Yeah. We'll talk shit about you guys.
Yeah.
And then you guys can talk shit about someone
And
else.
it'll drive massive amounts of traffic between our two podcasts.
Yeah.
Genius. That's actually
We can have a crossover episode.
That's
This
some
could be the
genius
crossover
stuff.
episode.
The number
Yeah.
one podcast in the Itaewon Haebangchon area would be. That's what we're gonna fight for.
You know what we should do?
Yeah.
We
Right.
can call the podcast the Joe Robert podcast and maybe trick some people. We could trick
Now
some
you're
people
talking. Now
into
you're talking.
subscribing to the wrong podcast.
Now you're talking. I mean that
Where's the? Just throw the money at us. Come on.
Yeah.
Rob, so if you don't make your own podcast, you should at least be producing one.
I'm totally
And,
gonna
like-
just start that podcast.
Let's
The
do
Joe
it.
Robert.
I really think I could just get it going
The
from
Joe
like
Robert.
mistypes alone.
Yeah, absolutely. That's not a bad idea. You know, there's people that buy up
I just have to sell
Websites?
some products.
people buy like websites of
like
misspelled
like Fugle.com
Yeah.
and like
Yeah.
Dougal.com.
And I'd be making my money on like vitamins anyway, right?
Right.
Oh man. I don't even know how long we're going. We should just keep going till we get bored. But I don't know. Do you have to be somewhere important?
I imagine my nephew will get
Oh
bored
yeah, yeah. I
at
feel,
some point.
feel
He looks
bad.
pretty bored now.
Yeah, he's not even paying attention.
Oh, there we go. Now we have your soul.
Yes. Oh man.
Oh man, it is getting hot in here though, guys.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know, it's summertime soon.
I feel the sweat under the titties. You know what I mean?
Man.
Sorry, I apologize. I
Yeah.
look gross.
That's the good thing about guayaberas
Mm.
is that all of this beautiful, distracting patterns hide sweat lines pretty well.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Do they sell guayaberas here in Korea?
No, this was left in my apartment by a drunk crew friend in college,
And you kept it.
and I kept it
Very
so that
vintage.
one day I could cosplay Ben Chang on your podcast.
No, because that shirt reminds me of every Mexican uncle in East LA, like during like the
Oh, really?
Sunday picnics.
It's very
Or-
You mean
hipster.
elegant and refined?
Yeah. But not that hat. The hat is that looks more like I said earlier, like a drunk girl's spring break hat, like in Cancun or.
Did
some
you
shit.
buy it frayed? Or like you've worn it so long that it started to fray on the
I plead the
on the
fifth.
edge? You still haven't answered the pineapples on pizza.
I know.
Like you totally ninja your
I
way
have
out
no
of that.
opinion on pineapples and pizza. It's fine.
Okay.
But remember, he's not like a food snob. He says he's like, "Fuck it, I'll eat it, whatever."
I've learned
Yeah.
to let go of a lot.
But you are a food snob.
I'm not.
Yes, you are. Like if you've ever gone to Rob's house, like he's like very, very like particular about the brands of
Ramyun?
yes, even down to ramen.
Okay. Well,
Like,
by the way,
He's got
what
an
i-
awesome kitchen by the
what
way.
is the best? What is your go-to ramyun brand? We're trying to get sponsors here, so
Yeah.
I'll tell you what it is. You know what? You know how everyone's all into Parasite, which, of course,
yeah.
right? And everyone has been sharing their
Chapaguri.
chapaguri recipes.
Yeah.
I think the only proper chapaguri should be made with sacheon chapageti, sacheon yori chapageti, the spicy one,
Mm.
and then the angry, like the hangry noguri.
Oh yeah,
Combine
yeah,
those,
yeah.
and you get like the extra double kick.
Oh, that's a good one.
Mm.
And,
should have made
not
that
enough
on the
people
show.
do that.
Huh.
I
Yeah.
actually when I thought coronavirus was going to destroy us all, which I guess it kind of is, but not so much here.
Yeah.
I got like a box of noguri and a box of chapageti, and
Oh
do,
yeah.
do you put kugi in your chapaguri like they did in the thing?
I didn't see Parasite, so
what I like to do is reverse sear the steak, and then
reverse sear the
yeah,
steak.
and then you get it chopped up, and then you lay it like a bed, and then like some greens.
They
on top.
put steak in it?
Yeah.
Oh, I
Have you
haven't.
not seen Parasite?
I didn't see Parasite because
I
I'll tell you why.
I told you
I'll tell you why.
you don't have we can't have references with him like this. So
Yeah. For me, like I don't watch anything that everyone else is watching. I don't listen to anything that everyone else is listening because I'm trying to go down roads that have never been traveled before. And so when I make my art, I don't want to be influenced by what everyone else is influenced because I don't want to sound like everyone else. And which doesn't I mean like at the end of the day no one listens to my shit anyway. So I might as well like just
even nephews.
I'm just making this up.
yeah,
I just wanted to slowly zoom the camera into Bobby's face while he's talking.
You should produce this show actually.
Even nephew was like, "What the fuck?"
No, you know what? I've actually, as a media guy, I'm still kind of bad about catching up. I finally saw Sopranos this year.
Okay.
Because I was gonna do like a show that was based on like some underworld elements.
Sopranos that came out like in what the 80s? What was that?
The
90s,
mid
right?
90s, mid 90s.
Yeah.
It was a little stressful because like the first season is just a bunch of like angry white people yelling at each other.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, I actually saw The Sopranos. That's
The Wire.
before when I didn't see The Wire.
I
yet.
finally saw The Wire in 2012, maybe 14.
I wanted to watch The Wire because everyone was like so on it, but like I remember people were saying, "Hey, you got to get through the first season if you want to enjoy the second season's better." I'm just why would I want to watch something that's not completely great? That like why would you waste my time?
No, The Wire's great.
But I'll watch it. Yeah, I want to watch it.
Nephew, you're young. Have you seen these shows?
I need to watch The Wire.
The Wire. That one.
We can devote an entire episode to breakdowns of pop culture history.
Let's do it right now. Let's we'll make an episode 2.
I love the aughts.
The what? What's that?
Now that's what I call TV.
Yeah, like on VH1 they had I love the 80s and 90s. The aughts are the 2000s, the first.
I didn't have cable because I didn't want to be like everyone else.
I don't have a TV.
I've never had.
It's not even lazy. You just don't give a shit.
No, but I haven't had a TV till I moved in with my in-laws.
I also don't have a TV.
You don't? That's right.
No.
Yeah.
Guys,
I don't have screens in my apartment. I don't have the internet. I don't use
you're
computers.
full of it. I've been to your place.
I have 2 typewriters so that I can type 2 scripts at the same time.
Whoa, there, Angela Lansbury.
If you
I learned how to write by watching hacker movies from the 90s.
If you ever if you've been to Rob's place, right?
Yes.
It's completely like if you go in there, it's hard to come out because there's so much fun things to do in there,
and
so much fun things to do.
And then you will leave there with a bunch of dog hair on your ass.
You always have like the best anju. You have great bottles of liquor.
I'm not covered in dog hair.
You have a wine fridge, right? You had bean bags at one point.
I did. Those are great.
Now you have a picnic table in the middle of your living room.
Yes.
Like, it's just like a really fun place.
You guys can come visit
man
my
cave.
podcast that hasn't existed.
Yeah. You should start it and like have us on as a guest, and then we can cross promote, and we can get like someone to sponsor us from I don't know.
From
I do have to pee,
the ramen joint.
You have to poo right now?
No, I have to pee. Can we? Is this like a segue?
You finished that bottle, right? So
if you can,
you can go pee.
that.
Me and Danny could talk.
Wait, how long?
I'm gonna give like a
Oh, you don't
thing
have that
here so that you can see that this was where if you choose to edit this, I will have. You could probably
we'll
just
put hologram.
No, hold on. I'll do this thing where I'll just look like I'm listening.
Yeah.
And then you can just like split the edit in the middle and then just keep me there, and you guys can talk, and I'll go pee.
Put it on loop.
And no one will know.
Boomerang it.
He basically.
Hey, can you tell us what the time says on there? Does it say the time on there?
783.
Oh man, never mind. It's gonna be hard to figure that out.
Basically.
Anyway, go pee. Come back.
He just gave us the playbook for Speed. Remember the movie Speed?
Yeah.
Oh,
right. They put in that's how they got the passengers off the bus.
Yes. Hey, see, that's a reference that Speed. See, that's what I wanted to do.
Well, I saw things in the 90s, so I chose to watch things in the 90s. But I didn't. I had a TV in the 90s too. We didn't have cable. I had a VCR player.
I mean, you know, well, you have a TV now, but dude, Coupang, man. I mean, Coupang is amazing. 10 hours. I got a 40-inch TV in 10 hours. I think I talked about.
Oh yeah. Coupang's in big trouble right now.
Yeah,
like,
because
nobody's ordering from them
because they
deliver coronavirus.
They were the cause for spreading some coronavirus spikes, but it's starting to come down again, thankfully. Shows like, you know, because of the Itaewon thing, like the shows were about to start up again and then they closed down.
Yeah.
And then it was about to start up again and then the Coupang thing and it started closing down. So I think it's going to be like that for a while.
Now Itaewon's probably the safest place in Korea right now. And people are still not going, which is kind of...
Yeah, I hear it's a ghost town.
It sucks, man.
Yeah.
Like, they sterilized the entire town. Nobody is going there.
Right.
So clearly, it's safe to go now, but people just won't go there, which sucks because all of our friends own businesses there.
Yep.
They're all struggling. Like, not one of them is like, you know, trying to figure out their next move.
Right.
So yeah, feel bad.
Let's wrap up.
Yeah, we can wrap up.
Yeah.
We're taking a lot of your time.
This
Bless
podcast is 2,130 bars long.
Oh yeah, actually, the time it says it on the camera. I should have just looked myself. But anyway, yeah, we can wrap up.
Well, Rob, do you have any social media or something that our 5 listeners could follow if you wanted to promote anything?
If I got 5 new Twitter followers, that would be quite significant on my followers list. Yes, I can be found on Twitter at ROYOJO, so Royojo.
Is that where you're most active?
Yeah, I kind of stopped Instagram because I just felt sad. And I stopped Facebook because it just seems...
You're not on the, what do you call it, the...
TikTok?
Twitch and TikTok?
Switch is the game.
Well,
I don't know, man.
my Discord Twitch talk is very active for when I do my dance games.
But do you have a Twitch and do you have a TikTok? No.
No, I have a secret TikTok.
Yeah.
For only my OnlyFans. No, wait. I have an OnlyFans.
Man.
Damn it! I got the line too late.
We Rob and I were the same age. We're the same age, so I wouldn't judge you for not having a TikTok. I just have it because I'm trying to like understand.
Oh, you do have a TikTok. I thought we were kidding about that.
No, I have it because I'm trying to understand
what the kids are into these days.
Yeah, because it's like now that I have a real job and I have to figure out what's going on with the new generation and
nephew,
the uses of social media, I decided just to get into it. Yeah.
Do you have a TikTok?
No, but I'm like abnormal. Most people I know that do.
Oh.
Government's tracking all your information.
Oh yeah, I they can track me all they want.
Yeah, we're
they
trying to get their sponsorship.
They know that I'm poor and that I'm not gonna. Yeah, so it's all good.
No, I will. If I get a TikTok, you will be my first follow.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Please. I would have one more follower if you followed me, like as Logic would have it.
Yo, let's end this. This is fucking depressing. It's a bunch of old motherfuckers talking about TikTok and shit.
So
oh my god,
man.
Rob, this is officially the longest episode that we've recorded.
Awesome.
But secretly, I've wanted this show to go like 2-3 hours, like Rogan.
Yeah.
You know, and then that way
Joe
we can.
Robert podcast.
But we'll end it out now. All right, everyone, follow Rob on Twitter, like all 5 of our followers. And
I mean, if in the near future a super Nazi friendly social media comes, I'll be on that.
Yes.
Yeah, look out for Royal Joe on there, and then
and thanks for listening, guys. I know this one was long, but I know you stayed till the end because you love us.
Yeah,
and I love you.
Thanks, guys. Bye. Sponsored by what? Squarespace? Let's just start giving out a bunch of like free advertising. Squarespace, did you say? Well, what else is it?
Wix. How about we go with GoDaddy.com?
Grammarly.
$1 Shave Club.